I already told you I was gonna go to the drugstore. I have an Ulta order that is on its way, and I'm super excited about that. The only reason why I got it online was because they didn't have certain items in my store specifically. I am scheduled to go to Ulta tomorrow, which is really exciting, and I'm gonna get everything off of my cart. But in today's video, we are going to play around with Five Below makeup. I've been to Five Below so many times, it is disgusting, but that's what happens when you have kids. I've browsed the makeup section, but never really looked into the makeup items like that. This time around, I did it different, and I think I did fairly well. I think I have my receipt in here, hold on. I told you that I would try to stay at that $35 budget. I did not. I spent $59.12, but there was a $10 item, which was not for me. It was a mouse for the computer for my husband, so I went over by like 15-ish bucks. I feel like I got everything I need to do a full face. So I got more than 5 items. It's not bad. I want to show you what my local Five Below beauty section looked like. Walking into Five Below, I had no idea I'd walk out with a bag filled with makeup. I was inspired to do a full face of Five Below makeup as I browsed the makeup section. I was pleasantly surprised to find Rimmel, CoverGirl, even Sally Hansen featured in their beauty section. They didn't have a full variety of product, but the variety was decent. Shade ranges also depended on the brand. Aside from drugstore brands, they also sell indie brands. I wasn't necessarily intrigued and or interested in indie brands, but I did find Profusion there. I found some LA Color products as well as Wet n Wild. I remember reviewing this foundation when it first launched. Unfortunately, they did not have my shade. Their shade range was so limited. But it's okay, let me show you the items that I snagged. I mentioned Profusion. I ended up getting this palette. I've seen Bella Pierre at Five Below too. These are kind of dupes for one another because they have the same concept, and I feel like they took this concept from Too Faced. Here is the Profusion palette. If I'm gonna pay $5 for an eyeshadow palette, I might as well get one that has a nice variation of colors. W7 is a brand that I've seen over at Walgreens. I'm not sure if they still carry W7, but look, it was a 2-in-1 for $5. You get an eyeliner and you get a mascara. Y'all know I love a deal, so I had to get that. LA Colors is a brand that you'll find over at the Dollar Tree. I cannot believe I paid, oh my God, how much? I think I paid like $3 for this. I paid $4, and I think I've seen that at the Dollar Tree, but that's a face primer. A Wet n Wild blush. They had a nice variation of blush shades. Rimmel did have a shade that seemed like would work for me, so I ended up, oh my goodness, getting the Stay Matte Concealer, and I also got the Stay Matte. This is a foundation. It's supposed to be a full coverage foundation, and it's also supposed to be a mousse. I'm hoping this shade works for me. I ended up having to go on Google and search for swatches on this because the packaging never actually matches what the product shade is on the inside. A Wet n Wild brow pencil, a Wet n Wild setting powder. I ended up getting the Bare Focus in, this is like the light medium, but then I got the Rimmel Stay Matte in a deeper shade because they didn't have my specific shade. I'll use this to bronze. See, I had to get creative. And then I got the Rimmel Stay Matte Lippy. They had so many shades available from this formula, so if I love it, I'm gonna have to go back. I spent basically 40 bucks. Let's see if it was well worth it. I feel like I look a hot mess express, so let's comb this out, you guys. Let me give you guys an update real quick. I ended up using little micro beads and beading in extension wefts. The extensions I used are by Amazing Beauty Hair Extensions. I've worked with them before. They asked me to choose any hair extensions. I'm kind of done with the clip-ins. Having to clip them in, take them off. I love the feel of them being nice and long, but I don't like the feel of the extension clips just clipping away at my scalp. I have done tape-ins, but I don't like the residue of the tape glue on my hair. So I figured why not try to bead my own hair extensions. Y'all know I'm a DIY kind of girl, and this was a little bit of a challenge, I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy these wefts came with instructions. Each package contains 3 weft bundles. The color I selected was jet black in 18 inches long. It also came with hair grips, which I didn't know I needed, so I'm glad they included it. And I've been craving some length. Here's my weft. Look how slim that is. All I had to do was size it, clip it, and beat it. Now, of course, this was a lot harder than one thinks. It took me what seems like forever, but my hair is done and I am loving it. Now I can do a braid and it looks thicker and my pony is doing the most. I like that it adds length to my hair and not a lot of weight. I do have one more weft that I can apply, but I'm not sure that I need it. It is real human hair, so I can add heat to it, blow dry it, style it, apply hair product on it like hairspray, and it will work like a dream. And it's not like it's gonna go bad because it's not synthetic. And if you're asking why I did not get them professionally installed, I am Yari. You know that. And if I am able to get the hair extensions myself, install them, apply them, and care for the hair myself, then I'm also able to take them out myself and just apply them whenever I see fit. These are real hair, like I said, so these are gonna last a really long time as long as you take good care of them. I love that my hair blends so well into them. I don't have to worry about people being able to see the weft and or the clips coming off, and able to pick up my hair, keep it down, do a braid. I've just been able to do a little more with it and I'm really happy with them. And they're so lightweight. I have a tender scalp. I was able to install them to my liking, not super tight, but tight enough to where I know they're not gonna go anywhere. I've had them on for like a week. They're so cool. I love it. Will I take them off? Yes, but I will reinstall them because they're that good. Since my hair looks decent, you know, we can move on to the makeup. By the way, if you're ever interested in these hair extensions, I'm gonna link them in the description box below. This is a full-on weft, so you're not gonna get the little clips or anything like that. This is for you to bead them in yourself. And yes, it was a challenge. Your girl didn't know what the hell she was doing, but you know, practice makes perfect. I always tell you that. Same way I didn't know how to laminate my brows, and now I have perfected brow lamination on my brows. I'm gonna perfect putting my extensions in myself and taking them off, and I'm gonna save me a whole lot of money. Let's start off with the primer. Helps smooth skin and extend makeup wear. I could swear I've seen this at the freaking Dollar Tree. If I have, I'm gonna be so mad because I paid $4. It feels like a oil. Like one of the Johnson & Johnson's baby oil gel. It feels like an oily gel, not necessarily like a silicone. Being that it doesn't feel dry and it feels oily, this might be beneficial because of the foundation that I snagged. So we'll see. Let's move on to the foundation. The packaging is going to look like this. Now the shade I got was 400 Natural Beige. Anything higher than that was gonna look way too pale on me, and anything deeper was going to look very rich and like a deep chocolate. On camera right now, because of the lighting, it looks like it's a spot on match. It says full coverage. Let's see. Could you imagine I could just go to 5? I'm gonna apply that here because we need it. Could you imagine I could just go to 5 Below and replenish a really good drugstore foundation for $5? I am gonna use a sponge because that's typically what I would use. I'm gonna tap that on. I'm doing just the one side so we can see what this is going to look like. Is it just me? But I feel like this whole side matches. Let me cover that up. Why not? Matches my neck, you guys. Please let me know. Am I crazy? Estoy ciega? Am I blind? Am I having vision issues? I feel like this is perfection. It looks good so far on the skin, even though it's a matte foundation, because it says full coverage mattifying foundation, flawless finish, lightweight mousse. It feels lightweight, literally feels like I have nothing on. It feels like I applied a powder. Y mija, that looks so pretty. I even applied some of the foundation under the eye to balance it out just so that we can see like the before and after. For $5, I could walk out the house with just this. Your girl's not mad at it. It says full coverage, but again, it's lightweight and it doesn't look heavy. It just looks like my skin, but better. Rimmel, what the heck did you do with this formula? And look at that, it did a really good job. I could probably apply a little more, but it did a really good job at covering that dark spot. The hell have I been sleeping on 5 Below makeup for? Well, it's not 5 Below, it's Drugstore. I don't think I got anything that you could only get at 5 Below. Everything I got at 5 Below is stuff that I believe we can get at Walmart, Walgreens, Ulta. It most definitely covered this area and it looks fantabulous. I think I went a little too far, so I'm wasting product. No bueno. Even though it's $5, you know, no bueno. I'm hoping I chose the right shade for concealer. They had a nice range of concealers at the store. This is Warm Ivory, which I would call it I think it's like a weird name because it's not necessarily ivory. Ivory is a pale, pale shade. This is not. This looks like a medium caramelo, maybe. Well, no, it looks darker in the tube, and then when you take it out, it's actually lighter. This is Warm Ivory. I'm only applying a little bit. Not that I need a lot because that foundation did its thing, but it looks darker in the tube. Okay, so that's a packaging issue. I'm gonna use the same beauty sponge, and we will tappy away. Concentrated in those areas. I don't want to over brighten. I like that foundation. The only problem was there was one more shade in between the one that I got, which was 400, and the 410. They had 405, but they didn't have it in stock. I had sold out. So maybe, no, but I feel like this shade looks good. I'm questioning myself now because this concealer is slightly lighter than I needed it to be. I'm gonna set this fairly quickly because I don't know about this concealer. If I can just get into it. I'm nervous. This is gonna be the Wet n Wild Bare Focus in light medium. In person, she's looking like a banana, which is why I snagged her. I got questions as to where people could get these. You can get these right off of Amazon. Just search Triangle Powder Puff and it should come up. I find that Temu has the very same ones for so much cheaper, and they have like a 20 pack, a 50 pack, a 100 pack, which I typically get the 20 pack and the 50 pack, and they last me a really long time. They're really affordable. Like a 50 pack, I think the 50 pack was like 10 bucks. I wanna give it like a really good close up under the eyeball. Hold on. I think the under eye looks good. The powder looks nice. It definitely looks like banana under the eye. Now that the foundation has fully set, it still looks good, but it looks drying in certain areas, like around here. Maybe going in with some extra hydration would do the trick. I am going to try the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. This one, I got it in Toffee. I have not used Rimmel products, oh my God, in like 9-10 years maybe. But I do remember their product being really good. This is supposed to be a lightweight mattifying powder, so you could use this to set your entire skin if you get the appropriate shade. Your girl went with a deeper shade to bronze because Five Below didn't necessarily have a great bronzer option, really. They had like a trio, but they looked a little orange, and I didn't like the idea of an orange bronzer because you guys know I don't go with oranges. This powder is going on so pretty. Like so pretty. It's blending, it's not patchy. It just looks graceful on the skin. I picked the right shade. So if your skin complexion is similar to mine, or like you usually try to get the same shades that I get when it comes to complexion items, Toffee is your shade when it comes to this. The face primer was kind of like whatever. I feel like I would need something way more moisturizing than this. I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild bronzer, blush. Oh my goodness. Blush, because now I'm curious. This one is in Bed of Roses. So it's going to be a really pretty and wearable satiny pink. See, up close, it looks very light, and it is. And I don't want to go too dramatic today. Oh, that looks really pretty. I'm looking at the viewfinder because, again, the camera captures the color in such a beautiful way. Look at those cheekbones. Let's fill in the brows. You know what? I didn't get a lip pencil. I took forever actually looking at shades and stuff. They might have had some and I missed them because they're lip pencils, so they're probably like sitting somewhere like this. The Wet n Wild retractable pencil. This reminds me of Benefit Cosmetics, and it reminds me of the ABH just based on the photo. Isn't there something new that just came out? It's like a Maybelline or a L'Oreal something, except on the other side, it has a gel versus a spoolie. I ended up getting medium brown because it was the darkest shade they had available. You see that triangle or diamond tip? That's why I'm saying it reminds me a lot of like the higher end, more expensive brands. Okay, this formula is very similar to the others. It is waxy. I think a deeper shade would have worked best for me, but it's okay. They didn't have something deeper. Actually, I think this shade works very well. Darker would have been good too, but I think this makes my brow look filled naturally and not overly done. It's a good shade. If you've shopped Five Below makeup, I need you guys to let me know. What have you been surprised to have found at Five Below that you snagged and you're like, it's absolutely phenomenal? Maybe I can try to see if I find it the next time I go and review it here on the channel. This brow pencil's really nice. And it's Wet n Wild? What the hell have I been doing with my life? I completely forgot that drugstore makeup is like good. I know it's good, but like I haven't played around with it in a minute. I'm gonna use the concealer as a primer because they did not have a primer for the lid in store for whatever reason. You would think if you're selling eyeshadows, at least try to have a primer. Pero no, they didn't have that. The little plastic says this is a highlighter. No, it's not. At least not for me. You have to be a really rich, deep complexion in order for this to work for you. Otherwise, you can use this as an eyeshadow. I am going to just kind of mix shades together and hope for the best. I'm not gonna sit here and expect Makeup by Mario quality Pat McGrath, Danessa, or even Natasha Denona. Like, I'd be asking for way too much. Those two shades mixed together create the most prettiest like transition shade on the lid. Let's grab this brush over here. I wanna go a little on the cool tone. Let's add some gray out here. Y'all already know I'm always hoping for the best. I just want to kind of add some depth and life into the eye out here. And then I think I will mix this shade and this one together, and I'll set the inner portion very lightly. These shades are nice. I can tell you they're not gonna be for like drastic glam because they're not like super pigmented. They're blending. I have zero fallout. Definitely pros and cons, and you're getting what you're paying for. $5 eyeshadows. The brush I used on the gray with whatever's left, if anything is left, because again these are $5 eyeshadows, I would drag under the eye. I really am interested in W7. I'm embarrassed to say I know they've been in Walgreens forever. I've never actually tried the brand. Like I told you guys, you're getting a liner and a mascara. We're gonna apply those two today. The liner, it's creamy and it's really black. I'm not gonna do the entire waterline because there's no need for it, but I am gonna deepen this outer area here to kind of extend the eye. Look at how dark that is. I'm gonna grab one of these little pointy Q-tips and then I'll go into the waterline and just pull out very lightly. It just kind of like pulls and lifts. This is the Massive Lashes Mascara by W7. And here is your wand, girl. The formula seems moussey, but not too loose and not too thick, so we'll see. I will focus the mascara on the part that you can see, which is here, to give myself that length. I'm gonna give it another coat, but then I'll go from the base. If that noise is Cam. I'm gonna go from the base and I'll gently, taking my time, comb through. I'm gonna do one more layer because I really want it to be thicker. So far, the mascara is okay. It's not the most amazing drugstore mascara in my humble opinion, but I will appreciate that I'm doing like 3 layers, 3 coats, and this is not getting clumpy and ugly. But I wouldn't repurchase this mascara. It's okay. Not even for $5 would I even worry about it. All right, and then the lips. Where's the lippy? It is also by Rimmel. This is the Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color, and this is in Pink Blink. And then let's see this formula. Oh, it smells pretty. While the lippy is drying, which I think the lippy alone, it's super pretty, I'm gonna pick up my hair a little bit because now that I have more hair, I love it, but I get hot really fast. My ponytail looks so much better, doesn't it? Anyway, it's not really about the hair, it's about the face, but it is about the hair because the hair will make any look, and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Let's talk about the face. I think it turned out really pretty. This is everyday wearable. This is something that my husband would totally be like, oh, how pretty, right? He thinks I'm pretty anyway, but that's not the point. This is attractive, like hot mama, right? I think for everything being from Five Below, I'm not mad at it. They even had tools like sponges and brushes, setting sprays. So technically speaking, could you get a full face out of Five Below makeup? Yes. Will it look nice? Yes, it would. It would look really nice. Was there an item that stood out to me the most? Yes. I think right now my favorite item is going to be the darker pressed powder. The color Toffee is just perfect for my complexion. It gave me the right amount of life without being too much, and it just looks graceful. I'm obsessed with this powder. Rimmel, you did your thing, and I'm so glad it's actually really affordable, and I was able to find it at Five Below. Look at me doing a full face of makeup on a budget. Everything Drugstore. I'm super excited. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I have more to come. Remember that Ulta order is on its way, and I still have to go to Ulta shop. A huge thank you to my channel members, the G Squad. Thank you for joining channel memberships and supporting the channel at a higher level. They have unlocked exclusive perks. YouTube is providing them with their very own badge under their name and highlighting every single one of their comments under my videos. If you're interested in joining channel memberships, all you have to do is hit the join button below any of my videos. YouTube is gonna recommend a video they think you're really going to enjoy here on screen, but I will also recommend a playlist filled with way more beauty content I know you're going to enjoy. So I hope you check them out, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.